Hear ye, here comes the judge. It is the Yogi Judge, Judge Dawson, with another podcast aimed at giving you something to think about, or maybe some tools to help you transform your life. If you've been listening to this podcast, or if you're new here, I am a judge, a real judge in a courtroom, and I've been doing the judge thing for 12 years, a little bit over 12 years. And I've decided that I want to spend all of my extra time, all the energy that I get, to try and empower you, to try and give you information from what I see as a judge and how it applies to you living your best life. In addition to that, I'm a yoga teacher. I've been teaching yoga for over 7 years. I have a yoga school. I have a yoga studio. So I am geared up with information that can help you move your life to the next level. Ladies and gentlemen, today, I want to talk to you about something that's really bugging me right now. It is the lack of civility. The lack of civility. And what does that mean? It means that for some reason right now, we are so disrespectful. I mean, everywhere you go, there is disrespect. If you go to McDonald's and you order the wrong thing, or God forbid, they give you the wrong item and you ask for it to be replaced, you may get disrespected. If you go to a restaurant and you're trying to get the waiter's attention, you may be disrespected. Or if you're a waiter and you're trying to help somebody at a restaurant, they're sitting there at the table with this entitlement mentality and they are being disrespectful. And check out those sirens, my background noise, right? It was intentional, because even in my courtroom, I deal with on a regular basis people being disrespectful to law enforcement officers and emergency workers while they're doing their jobs. So my question is, ladies and gentlemen, where is the civility? When are we going to start treating people with kindness and compassion? And I'm going to tell you like this, to be honest with you, when Donald Trump ran for president, it changed everything. It just really did. It changed everyone's outlook on civility. All of a sudden, it was okay to say anything that you felt. It was okay to say anything about anybody. Remember that one time he had a rally and he talked about the person who was disabled? Think about that. 5 to 10 years ago, that would have been unheard of. And in fact, if somebody did it, they might have lost their entire election campaign. But now we live in a time where you can pretty much say anything to anybody. For instance, I've been in a situation where I've had other elected officials in the city that I preside over sit on the judge's desk, to sit in my chair, and thought nothing of it. Didn't even think that, hey, you know what? There's no law against doing this, but is it the civil thing to do? Is it the kind thing to do? So, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of my first podcasts where I'm talking about civility, because to be honest with you, it bugs me every single day. When I'm in the courtroom, I see people come up to me when I give them their sentence, or better yet, let's say I give them a break. No fines, no costs. Go ahead and be blessed. Most people don't even say thank you. Most people don't say thank you. But if you've been listening to this podcast, you know my theory on empowerment and being a cycle breaker is not to leave you in the doghouse. I want to leave us with some hope. Because maybe you're listening to this podcast on your way to work. Maybe you just took a quick break and you want to say, hey, I know Judge Dawson does these 5 to 10 minute podcasts. I want to get his power. So maybe you just need to know, what's the answer, Judge Dawson? What are we going to do about civility? Well, I'll give you a few solutions. First of all, we should all remember that we are human beings. We are all the same. You know, we push so hard to be different. We push so hard to be separate. But the truth of the matter is that at our core, we're all human beings. We all have a heart. We all have lungs. We all are trying to achieve success and just live a life of happiness. So the first step to being more civil toward each other is to recognize that we're all the same. The second one is, think about how you would want to be spoken to or treated by other people. And I know, there's some people that say, you know what? I don't care. I don't care what people say. I don't care how people treat me. I'm confident, blah, blah. Well, here's another one. How would you want a stranger to treat someone that you care and love about? How about your child? How about your mother? How about your grandfather? How do you want a stranger to treat that person? And if you want a stranger to treat that person with care and love and kindness, or at the minimum, civility, then you should treat people with civility also. And then the last one I'm going to leave you with is this. When you're all done with your life, because our lives will end at some point, what do you want them to say about you? Do you want people to say, man, that was a dirty dog. Every chance he got, he was mean to people. And boy, he told people off. Is that what you want the story of your life to be? Because right now you have a chance to save it. Even if you haven't been civil, you have a chance to turn it around. Or what do you want your kids to be able to say about you? My mother was a beautiful lady. She was a saint. But they can't say that if you're not acting at least in a civil kind of way. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my message for you today. My message is, yes, we can spend time being authentic, being real, keeping it real, telling it how it is. Or we can also say, I can be authentic while being civil, just simply kind to other people. And that's my message for you today. So, in the spirit of civility, ladies and gentlemen, if you got anything from this podcast, I urge you to go ahead and subscribe on this platform, and most importantly, share it with somebody. Because where else are you hearing from a judge who is just simply keeping it real based on what I see in the courtroom? So, again, if you've got something from this podcast, share it, save it, subscribe, and until we meet again, be the best you can be. Oh, yeah, it's important. Go to my website, judgedawson.com. I have a free email called Dose of Positivity. I give it out every week. It's free. And I have a lot of books and everything on there, things that you can just use to sharpen your tools for transformation. All right, that is the end. I'll talk to you soon. It's Judge Dawson. Be safe. And as we say in the yoga class, namaste. Be blessed.